Hi everyone, I'm Pranita and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be learning how to make Makka Vada. This is a great appetizer, so let's get started. This is one of my mom's favorite appetizers. Usually it's made with Indian corn. Like the difference between the sweet corn and the Indian corn is that sweet corn has a lot of moisture and Indian corn has that less moisture, and when you blend it into like a coarse paste, it kind of forms into a nice patty without any extra additives. But whereas sweet corn has a lot of moisture, so to try to avoid that, we're gonna try to follow a different way to make this Makka Vada. So let's get started. So these are the ingredients you're going to need for this recipe. Here I have half teaspoon of cumin seeds, 3 garlic cloves, 2 Thai chilies. They're pretty spicy, so I'm using 2. But if you want it mild, use 1 serrano pepper. You should be good. And 4 curry leaves and about a small handful of cilantro just to add flavor. And I also have a corn on the cob. I'm only using 1. This should give me about like 1.5 to 2 cups of corn. Here I will be using some cornstarch and some rice flour. This is about 1/4 cup each, but I'm not going to be using all of it at once. I'm just going to keep mixing it and see how the patty will come out. I also have a food processor that's going to help me coarsely chop the corn. So to talk a little bit about the corn, here you see that the corn has all kinds of dents in it and it looks a little bit dried out. That's because I've been letting this corn sit without any husk on it, sit on the countertop for about 8 hours. The next thing is to chop up the cilantro, the chilies, curry leaves and the garlic, and I'm gonna add it to this bowl here. And next I'm gonna show you guys how to cut the corn off of the cob easily, and we're gonna pulse it in the food processor. So here I have cut the corn off of the cob, or you can separate it with your hands or with the knife, and I have added them to a food processor. Now I have 2 chop and grind buttons, but I'm gonna be using the chop button and pulse it like 5 times. 5 to 6 times. And then just give it a stir. Be careful. The food processor blades will be very sharp. So just carefully toss it around. It seems like it can go for another 5 or 6. You want the corn texture to be there, but it's not like you want to see the whole corn. You should be able to make it into a nice patty. And so here I have transferred the corn mixture into the dish. The great thing about this mixture is that at any point, even after adding the flour, if you want to go back to the food processor and pulse it a few more times, you can do it. Even with the cilantro and the cumin seeds and everything, because they're gonna just pulse a little bit more. That's not a problem since we are gonna mix everything together. So I'm gonna go ahead and add about couple of teaspoons of rice flour and also a couple of teaspoons of corn flour. These are great binding. Oops. Well, make sure to get the flour into the corn, not all over the counter like me. And the cornstarch is here. Meanwhile, the oil has just come to 350 and we're gonna go ahead and fry these corn. There is some canola oil heating up. As you can see, my trusted thermometer is showing about 340 degrees Fahrenheit right now, or 170 of Celsius. No. And as you can see, the corn mixture is ready. I ended up adding 2 teaspoons more of rice flour and 2 teaspoons more of corn flour. And here you go. When you kind of do a little bit of kneading motion and turn them into a nice cute little round ball, or you can turn them into a patty as well, but once I made them like this, I could never go back. So once I made them like this, it seemed so cute to me, and they come out great. So I've also added about half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm gonna do a tester patty. That means just cook one first and cook it perfectly and see how much time it's taking, if the oil is getting too hot, is it maintaining the right temperature after dropping the food, and also once it comes out, I'm gonna taste if it has enough salt or whatever needs to be adjusted. And I'm also gonna check if it's crumbling up or sticking at the bottom of the dish. Usually it shouldn't stick, but it should be pretty easy to move around. And just fry it for about like a couple of minutes, and I'm gonna make more and I'm gonna show you. So I finished making the tester patty, and I've noticed that it has a little bit less salt, so I went ahead and added a pinch of more salt, but it's up to you if you want to add more or not. So I'm just making them into a nice cute little round balls, and I'm not gonna overcrowd the pan. Don't go more than 360. If the thermometer is showing you that the temperature is going up, just reduce the heat. You just want to initially just squeeze a little bit of this corn mixture. Oh, make sure don't burn your hands. And go ahead and add like 4 of them at once. And once you see that they're turning a little bit brown, turn them around, and you want to try until they are nice and golden brown. Don't move them immediately. You might break them, so just let them do their thing. Let them fry them up a little bit. And I'm gonna make one more. You can use like ice cream scoop to measure out like the exact measurement, and each and every vada will be the exact size if you want that, or you can just keep eyeballing it. So here are the Makka Vadas ready to be served. Thanks for watching. You can find this recipe and many more at booklesscooking.com. Thank you.